All right, everybody, welcome to your daily dose of awesome. Your live 50 minutes of daily motivation, inspiration, and education so you can get your day started right. Today's topic is more on duplication, specifically on how to duplicate complex or difficult skill sets. There's a myth out there about duplication, and we talked a bit about it with our previous guest on Friday, the Pajama Bosses, Miguel and Maja. So I want to actually dive into how it is you actually create a system for duplication, how you actually teach a difficult set or a complex set of skills that are required for you to be successful in network marketing. And so I'm going to cover the myth related to duplication that people are constantly told, and I'm going to dive into a series of things you want to have in place for your team in order to create massive duplication. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Ferny. I'm a lead generation online marketing expert specializing in helping home business owners, that's network marketers, affiliate marketers, direct sellers, multiply their incomes using the internet. I built my first six-figure network marketing business within a couple of years of discovering the information we teach here at Elite Marketing Pro. And over the past 10 years, I've personally been responsible for $14 million in gross income into my home businesses, and I've helped our clients produce hundreds of millions of dollars more collectively in their businesses as well. So what we do and teach works, and so what I want to share with you is a little bit about how we've been able to accomplish what we've been able to do with regards to teaching our students what most network marketers, even network marketing leaders, have criticized as a complex set of skills that's too hard for the average networker. I'm going to bust that myth today on this call. Now, if you're new to our broadcast, I highly recommend you subscribe. You can actually, if you're watching this on your mobile device, you can actually click on the video. That'll open up a ellipsis symbol in the top right corner. Click on that, and a menu will pop up where you'll be able to follow us and also turn on live notifications so you get a little ping on your phone every time we go live. This is how we deliver our most impactful free training, and it's completely free. All you have to do is just subscribe, and you can do this on desktop too. Right above the video, click on our logo. That'll take you to our fan page where you can like our page, and also under following, click that and turn on live notifications so that you get a little ping on your computer or on your desktop every time we go live. So let me see if we are actually live. Oh, there you go. So you can hear me. Let me put down the volume. What's up, everybody? So I'm going to monitor the comments from here on my phone as you guys start streaming in. So let me just dive right into it. I don't want to take too much of your time today, but there's important things to remember. So last Friday we had the Pajama Bosses, and Maja and Miguel will be speaking at the No Excuses Summit on exactly creating duplicatable systems. So systems in a network marketing organization that can create duplication. It's actually the only way you can actually scale a network marketing business with any type of reliability and in a way that doesn't basically consume your life. So an issue I've seen over and over again with top producers in network marketing is that they basically have a job, and so they got into network marketing because they don't want to. They didn't want the hassles of a 9 to 5, and they didn't want to be working as hard. They want time freedom. They want more time with their family. But what they're realizing is once they hit six figures and keep growing, they have less and less time, and basically their income is proportional to the amount of time they're putting into maintaining that income in network marketing. And that's a symptom of not having proper systems in place in order to continue to train your team in a reliable way and produce duplication. Like Maja said on Friday, I think it was 25 levels down. If you have 25 levels down, how do you impact that person 25 levels down? Because chances are you're probably not gonna ever meet that person, or if you do meet them, it'll be very briefly. So how do you impact that new person that's 25 levels down? Well, you do it by creating systems. And so the beginning of creating systems in network marketing has to do with actually creating the training. So here at Elite Marketing Pro, we've been the objection that top earners put out there for building online, people that have built it old school, is that that stuff is not duplicatable because it involves technology, and that something that's duplicatable has to be simple and easy for people to do, and that's just simply not true. Looking Look at sports. Look at the complex ways of essentially playing sports that kids learn all across the country. You have football. You have to, on a whiteboard you have X's and O's and people going this way and that way. Things can get pretty complicated, and somehow we're able to play football. Able to have kids play football across the country and at a very competitive level with a very high level of skill. We have kids playing baseball and again playing a complex sport, playing basketball, which is also a complex sport, and we're able to duplicate this all across the country. How is that possible? Well, it's possible because there's practice and training. There's people are taught skills, they practice those skills, and then they implement those skills in a live setting. And so, what we've been able to do here at Elite Marketing Pro, especially at our upcoming No Excuses event this week. I'm so excited it's this week. At No Excuses, we have our 6-figure workshop, which precedes the main event. At that workshop is we're having 200 people in one room implementing what we teach here, building sales funnels, building out the technology for that, launching their first advertising and writing all the copy for their ad. We have people launching their campaigns live there and in person that weekend, and we've been able to do this 3 years in a row, where people are able to actually launch their campaigns for lead generation, finding prospects on the internet, mainly through Facebook, and consistently year after year, we've been able to have hundreds of people producing leads, producing traffic leads and sales out of the event. Basically, while they're at the event, conversions are happening. And so they're listening to a speaker, or they're at a party and they get a little ping on the phone saying, "Oh, you just got a commission, or you just got a sale, or you just got a lead." Like, how does that happen? It happens because we created an environment for duplication. So duplication doesn't mean that you teach somebody something stupid, simple that any moron could do it. That's not duplication. Duplication is actually not about what you're teaching them, is how you teach them. And so what I'm going to go through is essentially 4 things you need to have in order to create duplication in your organization. Those of you who are watching, give me a number 2 if you've ever either personally experienced or you ever saw people struggling with duplication. Like, you bring somebody on a team, or somebody brings somebody on a team, they train them, and then they try to train them, and then nothing happens. Like the person that goes, yeah, I get it, and then they do nothing. If you ever experienced people that do nothing in your team or organization, or you've observed it, give me a number 2 in the comment section, because this is important. Because I want to make sure, one, that I'm relevant to you guys, but also I want to make sure that you guys have a reference for what the opposite of duplication is. The fact of the matter is, in old school network marketing, lack of duplication is rampant. So, in this old school world, people are saying, oh, because it's old school and it's offline, it doesn't involve technology, it's duplicatable. That's not true. And so, lack of duplication means people are not producing the results, or people are not implementing what they're being taught, and they're not producing the result that was promised to them when they joined the business. The reason why is because there's not systems in place. So, first and foremost, number 1, and this is something that Maja and Miguel mentioned on Friday. Decide on which skills need to be taught when. Don't overwhelm your people, that brand new person. Don't overwhelm them with all the information they're going to need in order to build their business. You'll notice here at Elite Marketing Pro, when we're training people on how to actually launch a business online, we don't teach them. In addition to advertising, we don't teach them how to build sales funnels and write copy and set up autoresponders and email follow-up. We don't teach them how to create a webinar, how to do the graphics for a webinar, how to create the registration page, the thank you page, the email follow-up sequence, the post-webinar sequence, delivering the webinar. We don't teach video sales letters and how to write a sales letter, how to put a product together. We don't teach all that all at once and overwhelm somebody. We focus in people primarily on the first thing they need to learn and get really good at if they want to create success online, and that's mastering the Facebook's ad platform. So Facebook's ad manager, knowing how to basically launch a simple ad on Facebook, and it's the equivalent of launching a post on Facebook. So if you've ever created a post on your personal profile, then you know what I'm talking about. It's just now about how do you get that post that you put on your profile, marketed to thousands, if not millions, of people across the world. And so, you got to decide when you want to teach the skill sets that encompass your entire profession. At one point, is somebody ready? So you got to decide, at this point, you're going to be ready to learn this. At this point, you're going to be ready to learn this. And so you got to plot that out and create almost like a 5-year blueprint for the development of that skill set or that set of skills. And at one point during that timeline, somebody's going to be taught certain skills. So that's number one. Number two is you have to create a process for the individual skill you're teaching at any given point in time. You got to create a process for developing that skill set. So create a process for implementing. So you do this first, and then you do this, and then you do this. So there's going to be steps within the steps, essentially. And so you want to map those things out. What is it that looks like? And so some people, the problem with some networkers is that they're naturally gifted at something. For example, somebody's naturally gifted at prospecting. They can prospect people and no problem, but they don't know how to prospect people. They know how to prospect people, but they don't know. The reason why is because they're naturally good at it, so they don't have to think about it. So they know how to influence somebody, gain their interest, and you say bring them to a meeting or bring them on a one-on-one or whatever. But most people are not. And if that person that's really good at prospect ever hopes to build a larger organization, they have to be able to break down what, the process that they're following. In this case, they're following it intuitively, but they have to be able to break it down so they can teach it to others. That was an issue I had when I got started in network marketing. I was good at recruiting, and I recruited quite a few people in a very difficult business model, but I wasn't able to teach my people how to do that. I just assumed they would do it just like I did. So I didn't even have the awareness that they needed to be taught, much less the awareness of being able to break down how I did what I did and be able to teach that to them. So you got to be able to break down a skill set in a process. And so, so if you've ever been a part of an organization where you were, give me a number 3. If you're ever part of our organization that asked you to do something but didn't teach you how to do it. So if you're a part of a network marketing organization that asked you to do something but didn't teach you how to do it, give me a number 3. I think that's a pretty common experience in network marketing. And so that's number 2. You have to create the process of developing the skill set. Number 3 is you have to produce the training that allows people to learn that process. So now that you've broken it down into steps, now you have to produce the videos, the training, or whatever in order to teach them. Now, I recommend videos for most skill sets today because you create the most leverage when you're creating videos because people can go somewhere. But even if you choose to teach that stuff at a live event, and maybe that event's not recorded, you got to be able to replicate or duplicate, that training for other people. And so, one of the things that one of my mentors did, Tim Sales, for teaching offline building. So Tim Sales is one of the few offline network marketers who's extremely successful, a legend in his industry, who taught people a process-oriented methodology for building a network marketing organization. And not only did he decide which skills needed to be taught when, he created the process for teaching a certain set of skills. He created environments too. Not only did he do training videos, my computer went off right now. Not only did he do training videos for his people, he also had live events where people would actually go to learn the skill and then live there and in person practice it. And that brings me to number 4, create the environment for them to practice. Tim Sales, for cold calling, would literally basically sit across the table from the person they're training, and they'd have a list of names that they're going to be cold calling, and they each take turns calling people. And in the other room, there's a whole few dozen people that are listening in to everything that's happening. So they get to listen in so they can learn from essentially kind of observing. And then Tim Sales is sitting across the table from one of the people he's training, and they take turns cold calling. It's like Russian roulette with cold calling. And if they don't answer, it doesn't matter. You already called, so the next person goes, and the next person goes, and they keep switching back and forth. But he had to, basically that skill set of cold calling is so difficult, and people are so afraid of it, that he had to create the environment for success. And that environment for success was essentially that intense level of accountability where he's literally sitting in front of you while you're making the calls and you keep doing them over and over again until you get comfortable doing those calls, and until not only do you get comfortable until you start having success, and then you go in the next room, and then everybody in a group gets to analyze what transpired on those calls, what mistakes were made, what went well, what worked, what didn't work. And so that's how Tim Sales was able to create duplication. It wasn't that cold calling was easy and duplicatable in and of itself, is that he created an environment for them to practice, and essentially it's a safe environment. Eventually they had to realize that, hey, they're not going to die if somebody yells at them on the phone, whatever. And there's plenty of more leads to talk to, so you don't have to worry about it. So you have to create an environment. The environment can come, needs to have some level of accountability. At Elite Marketing Pro, when we're teaching our students, not only are they, do we tell people when they're going to learn certain skill sets and when they should learn certain skills, that we've created a process, we've created training videos, and we've created an environment. Not only can they practice with our mentorship here, within Elite Marketing Pro, within our back office, we have coaching calls that help people stay accountable. And then also we have our upcoming live event where people can go and in person and full immersion be able to work on these skill sets and develop them and actually implement and launch them and produce results out of that event. And so those are the 4 things you need to have in order to create massive duplication. You need to decide when the skills are going to be taught, create a process for developing the skill set, produce training that allows people to learn that skill set, whether it's through videos, live events, as long as that training can be replicated in some way. And you have to create the environment for them to practice. So you have to basically give people the opportunity to not only practice, but to be held accountable and to observe their results. A lot of people will try to go light on this 4th one, and try to say they learn prospecting. They watch the videos. They go, okay, I think I got it. Lingo will practice on my own, but then they do it by themselves without anyone watching because they don't want to be observed. They don't want anyone making fun of them, or they feel embarrassed. And so they attempt and they fail, or they get scared, and then they go, oh, well, that didn't work. Well, it didn't work because no one's holding you accountable, no one's giving you feedback. And so you got to be willing to put yourself in an environment where you're going to receive feedback and receive some constructive criticism. And if you're afraid of criticism, then you definitely need to get over it. Because that's the only way you're gonna improve. So, thanks. That is the lesson for today. If you want to know more about what we do here at Elite Marketing Pro and help people take their businesses online using social media and using the internet and internet marketing strategies, go to Elite Marketing Pro or click on the link in the description. But if there's no link and no one referred you, go to EliteMarketingPro.com. On that page, you'll be able to opt in for our Attraction Marketing Bootcamp, which is an online recruiting course that shows you the process we use in order to build a business using the internet. And also, if there's tickets available, go to at EliteMarketingPro.com. If you want to join us in Las Vegas, you can go right there to Elite Marketing Pro and secure your tickets, so you can be a part of how it is we train our people here at Elite Marketing Pro and create that environment for success. And it's just fortunate that environment is in Las Vegas. So that's it for today, guys. If you guys found this helpful, give me a number 5. I want a high 5 if you found this helpful and enlightening in any way, and hopefully it'll help you in your business. So give me a number 5 to close things out, and I will talk to you guys probably Wednesday. We have a special guest tomorrow doing training for Daily Dose. We will talk Wednesday, and then Thursday is the first day of our No Excuses 6-Figure Workshop. So see you guys there. Take care, everybody.